Hey everyone, welcome back to the Janae Lacour Dunn MBA real estate channel, where we talk about everything that North Austin real estate has to offer. Okay, we are in the second part of our series, just comparing some North Austin suburbs. Today we are talking about Liberty Hill and Georgetown. Now, it wouldn't be natural for a lot of people to compare these. It seems to be more common to compare Georgetown to Round Rock, but I'm actually going to do Round Rock versus Pflugerville, and a lot of times people will compare Liberty Hill to Leander. I want to compare Liberty Hill to Georgetown for a number of reasons, primarily being that the median price point is about the same and the distance to Austin is about the same. It's definitely shorter going from Georgetown. But I just think they're great outlying areas of Austin that need to be compared. Now, the first thing we'll talk about is just development in the two. Liberty Hill has recently become, maybe in the past few years, a place where people are moving. Once Cedar Park grew, we talked about in our last video, it moved on to Leander. And then once Leander saw a ton of growth, then you see Liberty Hill. So it's a relatively newish place for a lot of people to start moving to. On the other hand, Georgetown has been a suburb of Austin that has been very popular for a really long time. If you talk to Austinites, people who are actually from here, by the way, I'm one of them. I'm a unicorn. I'm actually from Austin. Anyways, if you'll find people who in the 80s grew up in Georgetown. So it's definitely much more developed. I did find a stat that I thought was interesting on bestplaces.net that the median age in Georgetown is 17.2 years older than in Liberty Hill. One reason being, a neighborhood that is really popular in Georgetown is a place called Sun City. It is an over 65 community. They have some rules about that, but it's a great place if you're over 65, if you're looking to retire, if you want to relocate to the Austin area, maybe if you have family here. Since Sun City is a great place to be. Lower taxes. There's just a lot of benefits there. If you're interested, I'm happy to send some listings. The prices are really great and taxes are lower. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so just like in our last video, we're going to talk about real estate stats first. Well, this is a real estate channel, so why not? Okay, so most of these stats are from February of 2024. So closed sales, we saw 86 in all the MLS in February, and in Georgetown, we saw 239. So obviously a lot more volume, a lot more things happening in Georgetown. Georgetown is just bigger also. Median close price in Liberty Hill, we saw almost 445,000. It was 444,898 on the median close price in February of 2024. And for Georgetown, we saw a flat 450 for median close price. Let's talk about days on the market if you're looking to sell, or if you're just curious how long things last in the market. Liberty Hill, we saw 135 average days on the market for listings that sold in February of 2024. And in Georgetown, we saw 115 days. If you compare this to the video I did a couple weeks ago on Leander versus Cedar Park, it's drastically different. It's almost double. So Cedar Park and Leander saw right around 60, 65 average days on the market. Liberty Hill and Georgetown are taking, about 4 months for things to sell in that area. Okay, average home age. So this is another biggie, similar to Cedar Park and Leander. So the average age of the homes sold in all of 2023 were 2022. So we're seeing so much new development, and that's for Liberty Hill. We're seeing so much new development in Liberty Hill. So a lot of the volume of sales that we're seeing are new builds. And then for Georgetown, the average age of the home in 2023 was 2010. So Georgetown actually is still growing. There are quite a bit of new developments there. I actually think that number would be a lot lower, like Cedar Park's I think was 2007. But we're seeing there is still room to grow, unlike Cedar Park. I also like to talk about, this is really important if you're comparing these two areas, the average lot size. So in Liberty Hill, it's kind of known to be a place where you can go and get a bigger lot, even maybe a piece of property on an acre or two. It's a very popular destination for that. You have some very well-priced homes. You can get something on an acre for $1 million or under that is very nice in Liberty Hill. So it's a popular destination for bigger lot sizes, which is why I wanted to bring it up. So the average lot size for closed sales in February of 2024 in Liberty Hill was 0.66, so over half an acre. And then in Georgetown was 0.36, so a little over a third of an acre. Georgetown also has a lot of options if you want a bigger lot size, if you're looking for a piece of property, maybe on an acre or two, but those are going to be more expensive in Georgetown. Your money will go a little bit further in Liberty Hill. Okay, next I want to talk about schools. These are both very popular areas for families to move to. So I know that a lot of times schools is obviously very important. So I like to use niche.com. There's a few reasons why. I think I might do a video on why I love niche.com. But Liberty Hill gets an overall grade for the school district of an A-, and Georgetown gets a B+. I would actually say that these are, in terms of what the understanding of the school districts are in the area, I would say they're pretty even. Here's the main difference. Liberty Hill only has a total of 6 schools. Georgetown has 25. So I think the difference in those grading, I think you have a few outliers in Georgetown because there are so many more that might be bringing that grade down. Overall, Georgetown is known to have a very good school system. Liberty Hill is going to be a much newer school system. So they're still building up. I think there's still only one high school out there. But both of them are known to be good school districts. Okay, next we're just going to talk about lifestyle, and this is really what it's going to come down to if you're considering Liberty Hill or Georgetown. People go to Liberty Hill typically because they want a little bit more of a small town feel. They're okay with a little bit of extra driving to get maybe a little bit more space, maybe a little bit of that Texas country feel. So with that small town Texas country, you have a lot less options for dining, entertainment, and shopping. It is developing, it's getting there. It does not have an HEB yet. You will need to go to, I think the closest one is the Georgetown one or the Leander one. It does have a grocery store, just not a large, none of the large chains. It doesn't have a Target or Walmart or anything like that. There is some really great little pockets of dining and shopping. I personally love the Main Street Social. They have a bunch of different food options there. You can sit outside, the kids can play. Sometimes there's live music, and there's an arcade. It's just a great place for families. I also, just a few of my other favorites in Liberty Hill are Hell or High Water Brewery and Mojo Coffee. But again, it's going to be that smaller town feel. You will need to drive into, if you want a big box store, you will need to go all the way to either Cedar Park or to Georgetown, depending on which way you're going. Okay, so now let's talk about Georgetown and their dining and entertainment lifestyle options. Georgetown is vast. It's been around forever. It actually has the most adorable little downtown district for shopping and dining and entertainment. It's a really cute little square, and they have festivals down there that are so much fun. But Georgetown's can obviously be a little bit more crowded. It's denser and it's bigger. You can still live in areas of Georgetown that really do like butt up right next to, say, Liberty Hill, that you're still going to have to drive quite a distance. I went on a tour recently in a neighborhood. It was like a house for 1.2 on an acre, really beautiful custom build, and the closest HEB was still 18 minutes away. So Georgetown is really big, what is considered Georgetown. So you could still be somewhat far from the dining and eating options, but Georgetown itself has a lot of things to offer. You have everything from big box stores like Walmart's, Target's, HEBs. You have that downtown dining and shopping district with the square. There's a lot of things to do in Georgetown. One thing I love to do is take my kids to the Inner Space Caverns. It's a really fun experience for children. So if you live in Georgetown, you may still be driving further to get to entertainment options, but there's a lot more to do there. Okay, let's talk about Commute now. So in Liberty Hill, you're going to be about 34 miles from the center of Austin. Now, it really depends on where you live in Liberty Hill. There are some properties out in the country that just to get to the center of Liberty Hill takes 10 to 15 minutes. So take this this map with a grain of salt. It really depends on where in Liberty Hill you live. If you live down some of those country roads, it's going to be a lot longer. Liberty Hill also is something that is important to think about. Liberty Hill, the fastest commute to get into the city is going to be on a toll road. So definitely factor those toll costs into your monthly budget. Of course, you have an option not to take the toll, but it's going to take a bit longer. Usually from Liberty Hill, about 20 minutes longer, honestly, depending on traffic. But what I love about Liberty Hill is that you don't necessarily have to get on I-35 if you don't want to. Now, Georgetown, that is a little bit different of a case. To get to the center of Austin, you have to get on I-35 from Georgetown. And it could really get clogged up. Also, something else to think about if you have to commute into Austin, a new development that I've done a video on, Jarrell, is a little bit further north of Georgetown, and that is a bedroom community. So as of right now, I do think there will be a lot of future development, but as of right now, a lot of people who are moving to Jarrell are doing their shopping, doing their living in Georgetown. That's the closest area. So you're seeing a lot more traffic maybe because of the fast growth of Jarrell without as much development to support it yet. I don't think that will always be the case. It will also, the traffic going in and out of Austin for people going to Jarrell will impact Georgetown residents. But Georgetown is a technically closer to Austin by quite a few miles. Now, as you know, I like to talk about an available home that is on the market around the medium price point in each area. So for Liberty Hill, let's talk about 208 Copper Lily Drive. This is a new build built by Pacesetter Homes. It is a beautiful house, a little over 2,100 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's that new build, so no one's ever lived in it before. So a beautiful home that you can get right at that medium price point. For a house for the medium price point in Georgetown, I wanted to feature this house. This is 1324 Cliff Break Way in Georgetown. I picked this one for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's super adorable, but it's in a more centrally located Georgetown area, so you kind of get that easy commute with this house. This is a house that's 2,700 square feet, 4-bedroom, 3 bathrooms in Carlson Place, listed at exactly $450. Thanks for joining me on this video where we look at the comparisons between Liberty Hill and Georgetown. I hope it was useful. What it really comes down to is what you and your family are looking for in a home, in the location, in what type of amenities, or what type of neighborhood you want. Go ahead and click like and subscribe, hit that bell, because this is only the beginning of our series where we talk about North Austin suburbs. The next video, we will be comparing two biggies, Round Rock and Pflugerville. So stay tuned. Thanks for joining me. I'm Janae Lacour, Dunn, MBA, North Austin Real Estate Channel.